Today we are going to test your English listening. But don't worry, this is not a stressful exam. This is a friendly listening challenge. Here is how the episode works. You will hear short texts from different speakers. Before each text, I will give you one comprehension question. That means I will tell you what you need to listen for. Each question will have three options: A, B, and C. Then you will hear the text. After the text, I will ask you to choose the best answer. Then I will explain the correct answer shortly and clearly. We will begin with beginning level, very simple English. Then we will move step by step to intermediate and advanced. So if the first texts feel easy, keep going. They will become more difficult. Ready? Take a deep breath. Listen carefully. Okay, the first text is easy. The question is, where is Anna going this morning? Option A. Anna is going to the supermarket. Option B. Anna is going to school. Option C. Anna is going to the park. Now, listen carefully.
My name is Anna. Today is Monday. I wake up at 7 o'clock. I wash my face, brush my teeth, and put on my blue jacket. I eat bread and cheese for breakfast. Then I drink a cup of tea. At 8 o'clock, I leave my house. I walk to the bus stop. The bus comes at 8:15. I am going to school. I have English class today. I like English because my teacher is kind and funny.
Okay, now choose the correct answer. All right. The correct answer is option B. Anna is going to school. Anna says, I am going to school. I have English class today. So the answer is clear. All right, now we move on to the next text. Again, this is for beginning level. The question is, what does Ben want to buy? Option A. Ben wants to buy apples. Option B. Ben wants to buy bread. Option C. Ben wants to buy milk. Now listen carefully.
Hi, I'm Ben. I'm in a small shop near my home. I want to buy some fruit. I see apples, bananas, oranges, and grapes. The apples are red and fresh. The bananas are yellow. I like bananas, but today I want apples. I take 4 apples and put them in a bag. Then I go to the woman at the counter. I say, "How much are these apples?" She smiles and says, "£2, please."
Okay, which option do you choose? Good. The correct answer is option A. Ben wants to buy apples. Ben says he sees many kinds of fruit, but then he says, today I want apples. Okay, let's move on to the next text. Again, this is for beginning level. The question is, how does Maria feel today? The options are option A, Maria feels tired. Option B, Maria feels angry. Option C, Maria feels excited. Now listen carefully.
Hello, my name is Maria. I worked late last night. I went to bed at 12 o'clock. This morning, I woke up at 6. I did not sleep enough. My eyes are heavy, and I want to drink coffee. I have a lot of work today, but first I need breakfast. I will eat eggs and toast. Then I will sit quietly for 10 minutes. After that, I will start my day.
Good. Which option do you choose? Okay. Which option do you choose? Great. The correct answer is option A. Maria feels tired. Maria says her eyes are heavy and she did not sleep enough. All right, now we move to the next level. This text is still simple, but a little bit longer. The question is, why is Daniel going to the library? Option A. He wants to meet his friends. Option B. He needs a quiet place to study. Option C. He wants to borrow a movie. Now listen carefully.
Daniel usually studies at home, but today his house is too noisy. His little brother is watching cartoons in the living room, and his father is repairing something in the kitchen. Daniel has an English test tomorrow, so he needs a quiet place. He puts his notebook, dictionary, and headphones in his bag. Then he walks to the library near the city center. He wants to study grammar for 1 hour and then read a short story in English.
Okay, the correct answer is option B. He needs a quiet place to study. Daniel's house is noisy. His brother is watching cartoons, and his father is repairing something. Daniel has a test tomorrow, so he goes to the library because he needs quiet. Okay, now we move on to the next question. What problem does Sarah have at the cafe? Option A. Her coffee is cold. Option B. The waiter forgot her sandwich. Option C. She has no money. Now listen carefully.
Sarah is sitting in a cafe after work. She orders a cup of coffee and a sandwich. The cafe is busy, so she waits for a long time. After 20 minutes, the waiter brings her coffee, but he does not bring the sandwich. Sarah looks at the table and then looks at the waiter. She says politely, "Excuse me, I ordered a sandwich too." The waiter checks his notebook and says, "I'm sorry, I forgot. I'll bring it now."
Okay, so what is the correct answer? Great. The correct answer is option B. The waiter forgot her sandwich. Sarah ordered coffee and a sandwich, but only the coffee arrived. All right, now we are at B1 level. At this level, you need to understand the general meaning and some details. Here is the question. Why did Lucy feel nervous before the meeting? Option A. She was worried about speaking in front of new people. Option B. She was late for the meeting. Option C. Her manager was angry with her. Now listen carefully.
Lucy had her first team meeting at her new job. She arrived 10 minutes early, but she still felt nervous. She did not know everyone's names yet, and she was worried that someone might ask her a difficult question. Before the meeting started, her manager smiled and introduced her to the team. That helped her relax a little. During the meeting, Lucy only had to talk for 2 minutes about her training. After it finished, she realized it had gone much better than she expected.
Okay, so what is the correct answer? Well done. The correct answer is option A. She was worried about speaking in front of new people. Lucy was new at the job. She did not know everyone, and she thought someone might ask her a difficult question. Now, before we move on to the next text, tell me in the comment section how many questions you have answered correctly. Well done. Now we move on to the next question. What changed Mark's opinion about cooking? Option A. He watched a cooking show on TV. Option B. His friend showed him an easy recipe. Option C. He bought an expensive cookbook. Now listen carefully.
For years, Mark believed that cooking was difficult and boring. He usually bought ready meals or ate sandwiches for dinner. One evening, his friend invited him over and showed him how to make a simple pasta dish with tomatoes, garlic, and olive oil. Mark was surprised because it only took 20 minutes, and the meal tasted much better than anything he usually bought. The next day, he tried the same recipe at home. It was not perfect, but he felt proud. Since then, he has cooked twice a week.
So, what is the correct answer? Great. The correct answer is option B. His friend showed him an easy recipe. Mark thought cooking was hard and boring. Then his friend showed him a simple dish. That experience changed his opinion because the dish was easy, quick, and tasty. Now we move on to the next text. The question is, why did Emily miss the beginning of the film? Option A. She forgot the time. Option B. Her bus was delayed in traffic. Option C. She went to the wrong cinema. Now listen carefully.
Emily planned to meet her friends at the cinema at 7. She left home early because she knew the buses were often late in the evening. At first, everything seemed fine. But after 10 minutes, the bus stopped in heavy traffic. Cars were hardly moving, and people on the bus began checking the time on their phones. Emily sent a message to her friends and told them not to wait for her. She arrived at the cinema 15 minutes after the film had started.
Okay, what is the correct answer? Yes, option B. Her bus was delayed in traffic. Emily left home early, so she did not forget the time. The problem was traffic. Okay, well done. Now we move to B2 level, intermediate. At this level, the language becomes more natural and the answer may not be repeated directly. The question is, what is the speaker's main point about working from home? Option A. Working from home is always easier than working in an office. Option B. Working from home can be helpful, but it needs clear boundaries. Option C. Working from home is impossible without a large house. Now listen carefully.
When I first started working from home, I thought it would make my life easier immediately. No commuting, no crowded trains, no rushing out of the house with half a cup of coffee. But after a few weeks, I realized it came with its own problems. I found it hard to switch off at the end of the day. My laptop was always there, and I kept checking messages after dinner. Now I have a simple rule. When work finishes, I close the laptop and leave it in another room. It sounds small, but it helps.
Okay, now tell me what is the correct answer. Well done. Option B. Working from home can be helpful, but it needs clear boundaries. The speaker mentions good things: no commuting, no crowded trains. But then they explain a problem. It is hard to switch off. Okay, now we move on to the next text. The question is, why did the speaker decide not to buy the jacket? Option A. The jacket was not available in the speaker's size. Option B. The reviews make the speaker doubt the quality. Option C. The speaker found the same jacket in a shop. Now listen carefully.
I saw a jacket online last week and immediately wanted it. The photos looked amazing, and the website said there was only one left in my size. I almost bought it without thinking. But then I checked the reviews. Several people said the color was different in real life, and one person said the zip broke after 2 weeks. The jacket was not cheap, so I decided to wait. The next morning, I was glad I had not bought it. Sometimes, waiting for a day is enough to stop you wasting money.
Okay, what option do you choose? Well done. The correct answer is option B. The reviews make the speaker doubt the quality. At first, the speaker wanted the jacket, but the reviews mentioned problems. Because of those reviews, the speaker decided not to buy it. Okay, now we are at C1 level, advanced level. The texts become more abstract. You may need to understand attitude, implication, and deeper meaning. Here is the question. How does the speaker feel about the idea of being constantly productive? Option A. The speaker believes every moment should be used for work. Option B. The speaker thinks quiet, empty time can be valuable. Option C. The speaker feels guilty whenever they relax. Now listen carefully.
For a long time, I treated every quiet moment as a problem to solve. If I had 10 free minutes, I would check emails, reply to messages, or listen to a podcast at double speed. I told myself I was being efficient. But gradually, I noticed that my mind felt crowded, as if there was no space left for original thought. These days, I am trying to protect small pockets of emptiness in my day. I no longer see doing nothing as laziness. Sometimes it is the condition that allows better ideas to appear.
The correct answer is option B. Yes, option B. The speaker thinks quiet, empty time can be valuable. At first, the speaker believed every free time should be productive, but their view changed. Now they protect small pockets of emptiness. They believe doing nothing can help better ideas appear. Okay, let's move on. Here is the next question for the next text. What is the speaker's main criticism of online advice? Option 1. Online advice is always false and should be ignored. Option B. Online advice is often too general and lacks context. Option C. Online advice is only useful for young people. Now listen carefully.
The internet is full of advice that sounds confident, simple, and universal. Wake up at 5. Quit your job. Follow your passion. Never give up. The problem is not that all of this advice is wrong. Some of it may be useful in the right situation. The problem is that it is often presented without context. Advice that saves one person may damage another, depending on their responsibilities, health, money, family situation, or stage of life. Good advice usually begins with questions, not slogans.
Okay, now choose the correct answer. Well done. The correct answer is option B. Online advice is often too general and lacks context. The speaker does not say all online advice is wrong. The speaker says the problem is that advice is often presented as universal. Okay, now we have reached C2 level. These texts are more subtle. You need to listen for nuance, tone, and implied meaning. Here is the question. What is the speaker suggesting about nostalgia? Option A. Nostalgia gives us a completely accurate picture of the past. Option B. Nostalgia can reshape the past and reveal present desires. Option C. Nostalgia should always be avoided because it is harmful. Now listen carefully.
Nostalgia can be comforting, but it is not always honest. We often remember the past as warmer, simpler, and more meaningful than it felt while we were actually living it. A difficult year becomes the good old days once enough time has passed. This does not mean our memories are useless or fake. It simply means memory is not a camera. It is more like an editor. It cuts, softens, brightens, and rearranges. Sometimes nostalgia tells us less about the past itself and more about what we feel is missing from the present.
Okay, which one do you think is the correct answer? Well done. Option B. Nostalgia can reshape the past and reveal present desires. The speaker says memory is not like a camera. It edits the past. It may make the past view warmer or simpler. Okay, and here is the final section. The question is, what is the speaker implying about disagreement? Option A. Disagreement can be respectful when people handle it carefully. Option B. Disagreement always damages relationships. Option C. Respect means avoiding difficult conversations. Now listen carefully.
In many conversations, disagreement is treated as a social failure, as if harmony were the only sign of respect. But a relationship in which nobody can disagree is not necessarily peaceful. It may simply be fragile. Genuine respect does not require us to pretend that differences do not exist. It requires us to handle those differences without humiliation, performance, or the secret wish to win at all costs. The healthiest disagreements are not battles for dominance. They are careful attempts to understand where the other person's map of the world differs from our own.
Okay, which option do you choose? Well done. The correct answer is option A. Disagreement can be respectful when people handle it carefully. Okay, my friends, you have reached the end of the listening challenge. Let's quickly review the levels. If the first few texts were comfortable for you, you can understand simple daily English. If the B1 or intermediate texts were comfortable, you can follow short stories, everyday problems, and clear explanations. If the C1 or advanced texts were comfortable, you can understand abstract ideas, deeper meaning, and changes in attitude. And if the C2 texts were comfortable, your listening is very, very strong. But remember this, your score today is not a label, it is information. If some texts were difficult, that is not a failure. It simply shows you where to practice next. Thank you for listening to another episode of English Unleashed. I'm Tom, and until next time, keep learning, keep practicing, and keep believing in yourself. Bye for now.